Hey, folks, that's right. This is your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore. Early in the morning, just just made it. Well, not too long ago, made it back from Lumen Field as your Houston Texans and another one of their primetime games on Monday Night Football failed to live up and deliver the goods as was expected, at least that was hoped by some. Texans fall to the Seattle Seahawks 27-19. And the Texans dug themselves a hole, 14 points before you knew it in the first quarter, and they was trying to dig themselves a hole for the rest of the afternoon or rest of the evening out there. I'm gonna head straight to Coach D'Amico Ryans, and we're gonna have it get his quick comments because I think they're very succinct and to the point. And so with taking that into consideration, let's listen to the coach. And I think this pretty well summarized what we would have expected if they had played the type of football that they had played the last couple of weeks.
Today wasn't a good day for our entire team. It's not just one side. All three phases did not do a great job today. We didn't play winning football, so we can't expect to come out with a win when you don't do the things that winning teams do.
Bottom line, when you don't do the things that winning teams supposed to do, you're not gonna get the victory. And the Texans did not get the victory tonight. Uh, Somewhat chagrin would be a nice term I could use for this time of the morning. But I tell you what, I'm gonna go on the record and say this now. Texans got 4 ball games coming up on the schedule. To me, they're gonna have to go 4-0 if they have any hopes or inkling of making the playoffs. And is it possible? Yes, but they made it. They've dug themselves a hole, and if they can get out of it, they're gonna have to get out of it, and it's gonna be left up strictly to them. Sloppy football, ineffective offensive play calling, and I think the thing that galled me the most is the fact that the Texans third quarter had third and less than a yard, 2 downs to make it, and made neither. In fact, on the last down, on the fourth down that they went for it, they lost yardage. And for the life of me, I mean, the object of the game is play the game to win, not. I mean, to test your metal. Yeah, I know everybody's supposed to. If I can't pick up for half a yard, then I don't deserve to win. Well, guess what? You did not win, and the Texans, as I now this program is being presented, they are probably halfway home. Shooting, I think they touchdown is give or take 7 o'clock, something like that. Houston Standard Time, Central Standard Time, but there were things that defensively had. I mean, let's count off some of the positive. 2 pass interceptions and a couple of fumbles. Will Anderson Jr. strip sack touchdown in the end zone, and Sam Donald, and it happened. I mean, just like that. And for the moment there, I felt like, well, if the offense would follow, then the defense was set the way for them to win. Well, but as D'Amico Ryans just mentioned, overall, all 3 phases. It's ironic that I had a talk with Tommy Townsend on Saturday. In fact, prior to the Texans leaving, coming up to the Pacific Northwest. Oh, and by the way, folks, beautiful, beautiful country. I mean, for those of us that appreciate seasons, the 4 seasons, and the it's like the great artist was was painting all the different trees, the different colors, and the magnificent colors. They were out there today, and they were out there all for because the change is definitely taking effect and a place now in the Great Pacific Northwest. And so, in a real sense, just it was a good for me just to get up here in this part of the country. The irony of it is, my son, who military. That's when he's made his first duty route station was this up here out of Bremerton, Washington, several years back. But anyway, back to the issue at hand. Houston Texans. I'm just sitting there and watching this team implode among themselves. Now, I'll give you up front. The Seattle Seahawks are a very tough team. In fact, I addressed the very same issue with Coach D'Amico Ryan's Saturday. Just in off the record comments and everything. I said basically, what is it like when you basically, if you put a mirror up to yourself, you basically are looking to play your own team and because of what they would like to do. They got a front or a front seven. They alternate the defense alignment and they bring heat and bring pressure. And obviously with the Texans defense, they gave up, inconsistently. But when they got a chance to board it back, they finally got Sam Donald. Uh, down. Will Anderson strip sack, as I mentioned earlier, for a touchdown. Because up until that point, the Texans really, wasn't sure if they had a pulse going on from an offensive standpoint. Coach said they win in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. And really, at this point right now, what we thought coming off the Baltimore Ravens game. Now, admittedly, the Ravens were not at full strength. A lot of folks say, well, Lamar, if it coulda, woulda, shoulda. The fact of the matter remains, the team that had Baltimore Ravens on their front a couple weeks ago was a team that showed up and played, and the Texans done what they needed to do. However, when it was time to really go a team that was fully focused, full strength, Texans wilted. They wilted under the spotlight. And so as we get ready to, and I'm gonna not gonna hold it too long. There were some other comments that we had gotten in the locker room. Obviously, a lot of players were very chosen their words very carefully and understood where they had to go and what they need to get done to sort of turn this thing around. But I'm stating here now, next four ball games, I think, will determine the Texans season, period. And San Francisco 49ers are coming in this coming Sunday. And if the Texans do not get some of these same mistakes and clean their act up, there's going to be a whole lot of disappointed people out here, folks. And it's a little bit surreal to have to sit up here and watch this. Like I said, next four ball games: 49ers, Denver Broncos, Jacksonville Jaguars. All of these three games are at home, and then a Thursday night contest. Correction. The fourth ball game is at the Tennessee Titans, who they having to get a shutout on earlier this season. So, if to me, you have to take one ball game at a time. But I'm thinking you take these four ball games. If the Texans plan on making the playoffs, they're gonna have to right this ship, and they're going to have to write it quick because they're gonna be facing what a lot of folks consider two of the tougher teams, the hardest teams are going to have to play in the National Football League, and particularly in the 49ers and the Broncos. But you got to get past the 49ers first. And as we saw earlier, the 49ers are going to come in with a load, even though they'll be out they star linebacker, they middle linebacker. He's out for the rest of the season. The 49ers showed a lot of grit and courage and to continue to be dominant. And so this is the situation where I think that the Houston Texans are going to have to do. They're going to take a long, hard look at themselves, individually and collectively. And if they plan on making a statement, I'm not talking about a statement. I mean a statement by your play, a statement by playing smart football, intelligent football, and coming up with some offensive ingenuity, and really start trying to throw some of these top defenses off their game. If they don't do that, it's going to be a long rest of the season. And what folks was hoping for a possible, another run into the playoffs, it's not going to happen. You're not going to even make the playoffs because they are going to have to worry about now the man in the mirror. And the folks got to question themselves, each one individually and collectively going to have to question themselves as to, can this team make it? Can this team come back? Tell you what, folks, just it was enough there, I think, for the Texans to be competitive against the Seahawks. But when you, as Aziz Ashar said, a little bit earlier, and there was a lot of this would be, I'm going to play those clips later on. And when you dig yourself a hole and you're 14 points down before the first quarter is over with, you got to start coming back. Now, it's not impossible. It's not it's not inconsequential that you can come back. I mean, we've seen other teams give up 19 points leads and I mean in the National Football League. The Texans are not that type of team, because right now they're just not hitting on all cylinders. Issues with the offensive line are going to have to be corrected again, which we thought was on its way of being corrected. Well, apparently not, because I think the Seattle Seahawks expose them for being able to pick up the delayed blitz and all and what have you. So we're going to continue. So as I get ready to wrap this up, I'm going to grab me a few amounts of shut eye, and I'm going to take it to the house. I'll be on the plane from the Pacific Northwest, heading back a little bit, a few more hours from now. And so, without further ado, I'm going to wish you all a good morning, a good afternoon, a good evening, and I'm going to go grab a few winks of sleep before I have to go get to the airport myself and head back to H Town. But again, it's your man, Adolphus A.D. Moore, getting ready to sign off as your Houston Texans fall to the Seattle Seahawks 27-19. And guess what? It wasn't as close as what that score indicated. In fact, it was a few things here or there, but a few things here or there. That is what's holding this team back. So, folks, I'm out. Ciao. Y'all have a good, blessed rest of the day. And those of you about to, heading up, getting ready to head to the JOB. Be careful on the way on the morning traffic. I am out, and we are out. And ciao. We are done.